Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over Pachirisu in the Remix Cup and kind of discuss and take a look at how it's performing, and is it going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for people who can't get it, because it is going to only be in the Northern Hemisphere in some places, specifically to Canada and luckily for me, Alaska. So it's kind of like my exclusive Pokemon. It's kind of nice being that I'm all the way over here and people are getting all kinds of cool stuff. You got the Heracross and whatever else, right? And well, finally get something here. So is it going to be overpowered, or at least putting at other players at a disadvantage? I'm going to tell you straight up, not really. Even if you make an XL1 level 50 100% IV, what we have in this video, and by the way, if you can hit that like button, really would appreciate it. It's a good Pokemon. Let's put it that way. It's a tanky, decent hitting electric type, but here's the problem: it only has electric moves. Now, even if it had, like Swift or something like that, giving it a little bit of coverage outside of its electric typing that it only has. So if you go up against a ground type, you might as well just lay down and give up, right? If you go up against a steel type, it's still game over. Like a Steelix, ground and steel, it's a wrap. But it could use something else other than electric type. But I'm gonna have to say, straight answer, no, not really. There are times where Pachirisu in certain cups is going to be doing quite amazing, but for the most part, there's all kinds of other electric types that are going to be doing just as good as it can potentially do here. With that said though, it is fun to use, it's fun to take a look at and see what it can pull off here. It's the tiny little blue and white squirrel that is just absorbing hits over here, which is kind of hilarious, right? Not to mention it's a level 51, so let's see the performance over here. Alright, now let's get into the commentary. Met with a Empoleon here, so we're kind of doing, you know, decent damage to them, super effective with the ground. They're gonna have to shield that up, otherwise they would have been bringing them down into the very low red, probably a couple HP left here. This will do a lot to us as well, seeing that we are part ground, also part water, so it's not going to be super effective, but it is doing a lot of damage. Alright, so I guess it was wrong there, but still doing a lot of damage to the Empoleon. They're going to be swapping into their knockdown and locking themselves, and we're going to go ahead and bring in that Pachirisu here. Now, we will be obviously taking not very effective from flying moves, but they can hit us with Shadow Ball, but we still do absorb that quite nicely here, and we're doing a whole lot with our Thunderbolt, and we're going to be able to farm them down, and we're looking great. We know we're super effective to their Empoleon, so I wonder if there's something in the back that is going to be resisting electric, like some sort of a ground type, and it is going to be a Mew. So not necessarily, but it's still going to be able to do something here. So I, in a panic, or not really panic, just preparing, go straight for the Thunder Punch. They make a swap immediately, maybe trying to catch, but they're also going to be able to get off their Hydro Cannon as we do swap into our Whiscash to kind of just absorb that. So I bring in the Steelix. Yes, I'm using Steelix yet again with Thunderfang because, you know, I was finding it, I wouldn't say difficult using Pachirisu, but it was throwing hard counters at me like insane. All of a sudden, when I took Steelix off the team, all the flyers just magically disappeared, just vanished, you know? There's multiple flyers on each team, if not one on pretty much almost every team that I'm encountering here. But as soon as I took the Steelix off, they were just all gone. So I put it back on the team and I was like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this crap. We're going to go ahead and go with it. Alright, next battle, we're met with a Steelix here with our Whiscash. This is a great matchup here. They can do a decent amount of damage with that Earthquake, but it is going to take some time to get to. As far as Crunch, it's not really too worrisome. It's going to do a decent amount of damage, potential to lower the defense, but Whiscash is going to be able to keep on spamming that Mud Bomb, in which we've already gotten both of their shields here. So we do need to look out for a potential Earthquake. I don't want to get KO'd here with our Steelix and Pachirisu in the back, because Pachirisu will get absolutely destroyed by a Steelix because of all of its electric type charge moves as well as its quick move. So we're going to go ahead and let this go, calling that Crunch, and getting to another Mud Bomb while holding on to our last shield here, getting rid of one of the threats to the Pachirisu. Great. Let's see what they're going to have going on to the back here. We got our Steelix and Pachi in the back ready to go. Dragalge is going to be able to, or Dragalge, Dredagon is going to be able to Dragon Tail us down. So I am going to go ahead and bring in our Steelix because we do resist the Dragon. Night Slash is all they're going to really be able to do here. And I thought they were going to try to potentially catch an Earthquake with some sort of a flyer or something like that. So it was a little on edge here waiting, but I just kind of just went for it while they were locked in with a Dragon Tail there. And taking them out. And they have another dragon in the back. Lovely. So our Pachirisu is not going to be very effective. What I should have done here, and screwed up, I'll go ahead and call it out, should have made it to a Psychic Fangs, as we do resist the Dragon Tail on that thing, so we could have lowered their defense and done more with our electric moves, but now we're in this position where we're just going to have to keep on absorbing. Alright, now I go for a desperate Thunder Punch here because it didn't look like I was going to be able to make it to a Thunder, and just doing a little bit of extra damage. I'm hoping that they do not get to 2 Brick Breaks here, because I do believe one of those will KO because they are getting stabbed from their fighting typing, but we're able to make it to the Psychic Fangs. It's super effective, but they really have no health left, so it is going to KO no matter what, and we take the win with the Steelix at the end. Let's get it. Next battle, leading with that Whiscash yet again. I feel like this thing is really good. I never really had love for it in the past, but it's grew on me ever since Pokemon Go came out here. Alright, so up against a Mandibuzz here, we can build up to the Blizzard to kind of threaten them for a lot of damage here, but they can absorb that. So let's see if they want to do shield it up, and they do fantastic. So what we're going to do is go ahead and swap into our Steelix at this point, and they're going to be bringing in a Stunfisk. So if we go for Earthquake, that's going to be bringing them down pretty low, and it's going to be leaving them shieldless here. So let's see if they do want to use that last shield or let it go here. Building it all the way up to the Earthquake, and they're letting it go. While our quick move is not very effective, unfortunately. So I do say go with Thunderfang. Go with Dragon Tail too. I mean, they're both great. I just prefer Thunderfang in the Remix Cup. It just does so much better for me, unless this is the matchup that we are up against here, of course. So we have the Whiscash. We're going to have to bring that in here. I wanted to farm them down. They're going to be bringing in, locking themselves with their Pelipper, in which our electric type is going to be doing 4 times effective damage to that flying and water type. And going for a Hurricane is useless, so they're going to just be able to spam us with those Weather Balls. As you can see, Pachirisu just absorbing it like nothing. I mean, it's incredible, right? So they're going to be bringing in their Mandibuzz, probably because they do not want to get farmed down or hit with like a Thunder Punch to immediately be taken out here. So they're going to go ahead and do as much damage as they can with their Mandibuzz. And we're going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Punch here. I didn't go for Thunder because I thought they might try to shield it up, but they're bringing in that Stunfisk here, and we're going to go ahead and shield this up to see if we can farm them down. Not that I really needed to do that, but I just wanted to keep the Pachirisu alive. Now we're going to go ahead and go for the Mud Bomb. Hopefully we get a shield here. Should have just went for the damn Blizzard, but they called that there. This one was a little bit of an annoying battle towards the end here. So they hit me with that charge move. I go for the Blizzard, and I'm just thinking, just let it go. Just let me beat you already. Okay, so they had 1 shield left, but I think they just gave up because we had the Pachirisu still in the back. Next battle met with another Empoleon, and this is going to be a decent lead. We don't really mind this whatsoever. We don't want to be matched up against it with our Steelix. Then again, we do have Thunderfang, and then with the accumulation of the Thunderfangs, which is not, or Psychic Fangs, which is not very effective, we're going to be able to lower their defense and do even more. And we also have Pachirisu, so I go ahead and decide to swap to do some damage and farm up here. Hopefully they don't bring in a ground type, and they're bringing in a Mandibuzz. So yeah, that's an indication that, well, there's something in the back probably weak to electric. Maybe, could be, maybe not. Maybe they're just bringing this Mandibuzz in here because they know it's going to be able to tank the Thunder Moves that we do have. Hitting me with a Foul Play, not really doing too much. Making it to another Thunder Punch. Now we'll see if they really want to let this go or not. And they do. Must have something in the back that doesn't really care about electric types. So let's see what they have going on here. Knowing that way they pretty much took us out. And it is going to be a Frostlass. So this is okay. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage to both of the Pokemon that we do have. So we're going to go for the Mud Bomb, swapping into the Steelix here. And we're going to let this first one go. All right, Avalanche, no problem, because we don't really need to worry about shielding it up. The Quick Move's not going to be able to take us out. Now we're going to go ahead and start lowering their defense here, and we get that last shield. We still have 2 ourselves, and now it's time to start double shielding up this Steelix here and farming them down with Thunderfang. And then the Mandibuzz backs out with 1 HP, and we take that win. All right, moving it on to our next opponent here. What's that Pachirisu going to do? So as you can see here, yes, Pachirisu is good, and this is a fantastic lead, obviously. But it does have a lot to worry about, and it's not like it's leaving other players at a massive disadvantage when somebody else is using it. Sure, it can do okay, but I personally feel like there's other electric types that you can use. I mean, you also have Charjabug, which can take a hit, not as tanky, not even as costly as well. This was very expensive to get this Pachirisu to level 50, okay? And is it worth it? Sure, definitely worth it to actually showcase. Steelix surviving with, come on, 1 HP? And we're able to take that win and survive with about 3 ourselves. They bring in the Frostlass to farm us down a bit, and we do have the Charjabug, which does have Crunch, and they are at a shield disadvantage. So let's see what we can do here, even though they did get a bit of farm there. So they're going to have a little bit of energy built up, ready to go to spam us with that Avalanche. Charjabug can take a hit, but yeah, it's not as stinky as Pachi. That crunch doing a ridiculous amount of damage to the Frostlass, swapping into the Pachirisu because we can start absorbing everything that they throw at us. They go for a Shadow Ball and then swap into an Alolan Sandslash, in which we're going to go straight for the Thunderbolt because it doesn't really require that much more energy and you're going to be doing that much more damage. You could go with Thunder, but I personally think that you just go with Thunderbolt and then Thunder Punch, right? You definitely want Thunder Punch. Again, it definitely needs something else other than a Thunder or an electric move. I mean, come on. Alright, so we're letting that go. They're going to be able to farm us down, which is perfectly fine. We got the Charger Bug, which is going to be able to take the hits here. They are shieldless at this point, and we're looking perfectly fine. We need to look out for that Frostlass, although it's pretty much out for the count. Going to go straight for the Discharge here, not even build up extra energy, because we're going to be able to just one quick move down that Frostlass and moving it on to the next battle here. Met with a Buzzwole. Now this is not a good lead for us here because, well, Buzzwole is going to be able to spam that lunge and lower our attack while continuously hitting us with counter, which has already brought us down to about 75%. And now we're below half here after that lunge and our attack has been dropped. Going to go straight for the Blizzard because, well, the Mud Bomb's not very effective, the bug typing. And now we're going to go ahead and throw it. Let's see if we get a shield. I believe we do here. Alright, just before we go down because, well, we're not getting to another Blizzard and I'm not going to swap. Bringing in the Pachirisu to go up against it here to just kind of farm them down, hitting me with a lunge because we do have the Lapras on the team now. And thank goodness that we're not able to make it to another lunge. We are at a disadvantage for our attack, so we're going to go ahead and swap into that Frostlass with our Lapras that is Shadow, and they're bringing in an Aurorus. So this thing is going to probably hit me with Meteor Beam, one of its new moves, and it's going to be able to spam that kind of fast with Powdered Snow. And now I'm really in a kind of a position here. I'm thinking, okay, Pachirisu, it's your time to shine, buddy. Now we're definitely shielding this up because, well, we have no health left and I'm not trying to take any damage here. So let's go. We're going to go straight for the Thunderbolt. We have a lot of energy built up on this thing here. And we're landing that. That's all I really needed to do. Going for a Thunder Punch and plus the quick moves that we're going to be doing. One more Thunder Punch should be enough to take them out. And we're actually there. We were able to sneak through a quick move. And can we land it? Perfect, and this should be enough to take out the Frostlass and the little old Pachirisu, just absorbing charge moves and taking the win for us. There we go. All right, so it's not like, oh my goodness, this thing is OP, so crazy, so good. It's decent. Next battle, I met with a Primeape here, and this is kind of an interesting matchup. I didn't really know how this was going to work out. That counter damage is crazy. We already all know that's pretty much one of the best quick moves in this game. Going for a Night Slash, building up to 2 Mud Bombs. As much as I wanted to go for Blizzard, this is getting stabbed and it's still doing a decent amount of damage. We're letting that first one go. We will survive this, so let's see what happens here. Night Slash and getting off another Mud Bomb. Don't think we're going to be able to get to another one. They're probably going to be able to farm us down, but they're letting it go. Since we did use that shield, they have 2. Let's see what they're going to bring into battle here. They feel comfortable doing that. And Polion to farm up, but we're able to get to another Mud Bomb, which is going to be doing about half or a little bit more. Yeah, that's crazy. So bring it in Pachirisu, they immediately swap. They got a Frostlass back there, and we have a Lapras, which is going to be able to handle that to some degree. They're going to have to go straight for those Shadow Balls, and as opposed to us being able to hit Surf, which is still doing neutral. So we're definitely not going to be using that shield. We're probably going to hold on to it for the Pachirisu. Getting to the first Surf, which is going to do a lot of damage. The Stab Surf on Lapras Shadow is crazy. Look at that. Let's go. Farming them down. That's all we really needed. And Polion is going to have a little bit of a rough time. I think they're going to like barely take the win here. And Frostlass is, well, not Frostlass, Lapras is pretty much going to be able to pull this off here for us. Getting to one more Surf. I thought they were trying to 2-shield flex, but it looks like they're just holding on to those shields for the very end. And they got a lot of energy on that Empoleon. So I decided to let this go. Pachirisu just absorbing it like nothing. They back out. We take the win, and Pachi taking the win for us. Thank you for watching and take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
time I touch the gas. This is the best day of my life.